You're scrolling through your feed late at night, my friend, and suddenly you see it. Another crying video, another emotional breakdown, another woman saying, "I can't do this anymore. Adulthood is too much." Bills, rent, a child screaming in the background, a car payment she forgot about, a job she can't handle, a life she thought would be easier than this. And for a moment, brother, you can feel the desperation leaking through the screen. Because deep down, you know that this is the part of life nobody warned her about. She was sold a dream, freedom, independence, soft life, luxury, being a queen. But the reality hit harder than she expected. Not because she's weak, but because she was never prepared for what real life actually demands. And here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. Modern independence didn't liberate everyone. For many, it exposed a complete lack of structure, discipline, and resilience. What I'm about to tell you, most people don't have the courage to say. Every woman today is told, "Be strong, be independent, you don't need anyone." But evolution doesn't update itself just because society prints new slogans. For hundreds of thousands of years, the female biological imperative was stability, protection, and group support. Women survived through community, emotional synchronization, shared labor. Men survived through hardship, danger, isolation, and problem solving. Two different neurological architectures, two different stress responses, two different evolutionary adaptations. Now suddenly, we expect everyone to handle the same load, the same pressure, the same battle. But the brain chemistry tells another story. Women are wired for connection-based regulation, not solitary survival. They process stress emotionally, not strategically. They require social buffering, not isolation. So when modern independence removes all support systems, the nervous system collapses. This isn't judgment, this is biology. Here's how the breakdown happens. Step 1. Dopamine conditioning. Social media rewards feelings, not discipline. Validation becomes the main source of stability. Every like numbs responsibility. Step 2. Emotional amplification. Without structure, the mind spirals. Small issues feel catastrophic. The limbic system overrides logic. Everything becomes overwhelming. Step 3. Learned helplessness. When every childhood difficulty was solved for her, not by her, the adult brain never learns the mechanism of problem solving. Stress feels like attack. Obligation feels like oppression. Step 4. Collapse. Bills stack. Kids scream. Work demands rise. There's no fallback, no emotional buffer, no community. The brain hits survival mode, and suddenly, posting a crying video feels like the only escape valve. You see the patterns everywhere. Example 1. A woman quits her job because the environment felt stressful, but panics when rent is due. Example 2. Another posts online about being emotionally drained because a child wouldn't sleep, but refuses to set routines or discipline. Example 3. A breakup happens, and instead of self-reflection, she blames the man, the universe, the patriarchy. Anything except her own choices. Case study 1. A 26-year-old single mother who left a stable household for freedom, only to end up overwhelmed, exhausted, running from responsibility to responsibility, Case Study 2. A 30-year-old corporate worker living paycheck to paycheck. Because her lifestyle is built on impulsive spending, emotional shopping, and dopamine cravings. These aren't isolated incidents. They're signals. The early tremors before the quake. What if I told you this collapse wasn't an accident? Modern systems benefit from emotional fragility. Feminist marketing sells empowerment without accountability. Consumer culture sells pleasure without discipline. Media sells the fantasy of freedom without work. Social platforms sell drama because breakdowns get clicks. Schools praise girls endlessly, but never teach resilience. So now, an entire generation walks into adult life emotionally shielded, but mentally unprepared. Society told them, you can do anything, but forgot to warn, you will have to do everything. This is where the story breaks. The bills pile up. The loneliness sets in. The mental load becomes unbearable. Children grow up in chaos. Homes become unstable. Anxiety becomes a lifestyle. You've seen it. The crying videos, the late-night panic, the "I'm tired of being strong" posts. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Collapse doesn't happen suddenly. It's a debt, and adulthood always collects its payment. Not every woman collapses. Many rise above. Many are warriors, disciplined, responsible, and resilient. But for the ones who fall apart, the reason is brutally simple. They were taught emotional empowerment, but never emotional endurance. They were trained to feel, but never taught to handle. Freedom without discipline becomes chaos. Independence without structure becomes suffering. Validation without responsibility becomes addiction. Life doesn't care about intentions. Life only responds to competence. So what's the path forward? 1. Structure over emotion. Routine, discipline, planning. The antidote to chaos is order. 2. Emotional regulation. Stop posting breakdowns. Start solving problems. Journal. Breathe. Reflect before reacting. 3. Rebuild polarity. Respect masculine leadership and stability. Life is easier when responsibilities are balanced, not duplicated. 4. Competence over comfort. Learn financial literacy. Learn boundaries. Learn emotional resilience. 5. Become the outlier. The rare woman who isn't controlled by feelings, but led by discipline. To every man watching this, and every woman willing to hear the truth, life will not get easier, but you can get stronger. And that strength is the only real freedom left in this world.